We identified 101 Cleveland in 2019 through our local development partner, Huclease. It was a 1 acre consented site in the West End, and it had so much opportunity and potential that despite all the challenges, we thought it felt right. We have a long-standing relationship with ECE, and when I met with Henry Kota, we discussed our strategy and our values, and it felt right to join forces on 101 on Cleveland.
When we saw this opportunity to do a project in the very heart of London, we just used it and went for it. This is W1 London, so kind of the golden postcode.
So we are in Fitzrovia, a submarket of the West End which has so much to offer. But the best way of capturing that is through the simple letters ABC. It is artistic, it is bohemian, and it is a hub of creativity.
I think what's immediately apparent in terms of where we are today is you're actually incredibly well connected to some of the really prime spots of London, such as Oxford Street, Tottenham Court Road. You've got the BT Tower, proximity to Regent Street, but then also we're a stone's throw from some of the greener areas in London like Regent's Park. We've got Fitzroy Square just literally across the road.
It's an unshaped neighborhood. We had the opportunity here to form the surroundings with our investment.
Traditionally, it was full of lots of artists, artisans, craftsmen, designers, and really we took a lot of inspiration from that heritage in terms of what you see in the finished product today.
We feel like we've established sort of a new type of architecture that sort of embeds this building within its context. We wanted to show a building that wasn't so much a brand new shiny building. We wanted something that was felt as though it's aged or it'd been there for some time.
So I think the area most evidently inspires the design through the choice of materials and the really high attention to detail in terms of how those materials are fitting effortlessly together.
So it's a very artisan product that actually really looks at the small details like the brickwork, like the materiality of the windows. The handles even have 101 on Cleveland dented into them. So I think it's that kind of attention to detail that we managed to see through the building.
The building that you see today kind of feels as part of the neighborhood, is part of the urban fabric of Fitzrovia already.
Our brief was to develop a basement and ground floor commercial offering with residential above. And what we wanted to do was break it down into three key elements and separate those elements with two garden spaces to allow natural light to come into that space, but also to allow residents to have a view or that connection with the garden.
Another challenge that we had was to find the very right contractor for this building to deliver a scheme that meets our expectations. The spirit that we had when we worked together was more like the same company, different departments, but not coming from different entities.
What's really remarkable about 101 on Cleveland Street is that we actually delivered this project mainly through COVID. So the team has worked exceptionally hard to overcome all the challenges, in particular on site, that we're posed with when we're building this building.
So one unique quality about the site was the existence of the Banksy. That really inspired us to make sure that actually there was an element of public art that continued at the site once 101 on Cleveland was completed.
Fitzrovia feels like home to TED. The surrounding area is vibrant, it's exciting, it's eccentric. We wanted to find somewhere for Ted Baker to relocate to from the King's Cross area of central London that would really lend itself to who we are as a brand. It was important for us to find somewhere where we could thrive within a local community, somewhere that would lend itself to the heritage of TED. We feel very proud to have created a space here in Fitzrovia for our teams at Ted Baker to come together in a way in which they can collaborate and be their best creative selves.
The collaboration between Art Invest, Huclease and ECE was, I think, a great example of how a joint venture should function. What really sticks out for me was the quality of the partnership. Together with Huclease and Art Invest, we really formed a great team. 101 on Cleveland is actually a great example of how a building not just impacts the lot that it sits on, but the entire neighborhood.
101 Cleveland has a special place in my heart, as it is our first project in the UK, and it is where everything started.